Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. This is me talking to you a little bit about what's going down with WWE Monday Night Raw last night and Survivor Series. Last night, I think everybody saw the epic ending to Monday Night Raw before they went off television, basically with Seth Rollins and the Authority taking out Randy Orton, attacking him out there and giving him the massive curb stomp, jumping off of the announce table down onto the ring steps. One of the biggest curb stomps we've ever seen from Seth Rollins. And that was after already taking one on top of the announce table, just minutes earlier. Basically, Orton was carted out of the arena on a stretcher and making it look like, we were never going to see Randy again. I think everybody knows that Randy Orton's going to be back sooner than later. And as of watching last night as he was going up the ramp, basically as JBL, The King, and Michael Cole were talking, especially when they made mention to it during the Sheamus and Rusev Backstage Pass WWE Network exclusive match. Basically, they made light, and Michael Cole said not once but twice, but that was, Randy Orton being removed from the Authority, basically letting you know already that no longer is Randy Orton going to be a heel. That was his basically him, turning babyface. From here he'll have his massive return. I don't know if they'll do the SummerSlam 2010, sort of going into the last day, where there's one last team member to be filled by Team Cena, and you don't know who's gonna fill it. And Cena's like, well, they got 4 guys, and we got we got 4 guys, and they got 5, but we're gonna go in there and we're gonna give them a good fight. And as of right now, the biggest thing I have going through my mind, especially with Vince McMahon and his sort of stipulation of saying that if the Authority loses at Survivor Series, basically there will be no Authority anymore. Triple H and Stephanie will be removed from power, and we will basically get a new storyline direction of the WWE, which I think a lot of people need. I just got done listening to the opening segment of the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. It was another call-in show. The first caller of the day was a guy named Mike from Virginia, and I think he was honestly one of the best callers that they've talked to Stone Cold on there. I really enjoyed listening to his call. He got almost like 10 minutes. Basically, he called in and made mention to Stone Cold Steve Austin attacking the ECW and WCW alliance before the alliance pay-per-view, where basically Stone Cold Steve Austin, was coming down there and he started hitting everybody with pool sticks, and Jim Ross was yelling and screaming about, the whole Stone Cold is back, it's the rattlesnake. And everybody was getting all pumped up and fired up. And, then they just go into the Alliance pay-per-view, and there's a turn. And Austin was asking him, about being a wrestling fan and what's it like being a wrestling fan today versus yesterday, and, where he was from and everything like that. And I thought it was a really good conversation. But, he made light, that we've seen the evil promoter, the evil owner, for years and years. I mean, this is the storyline that came to light with the screw job in Montreal with the Survivor Series there. And we've been seeing this for, close to 20 years. Basically, Stone Cold Steve Austin being held down by Vince McMahon over in WCW. You had Russo and Bischoff holding down those guys over there. And then, we've had every member, Bischoff holding down John Cena. Every single person out there has been stacking the deck against somebody. We've seen this over and over and over again. Wrestling is supposed to be about wrestling. It's also supposed to have some sort of, storylines or something involved in there. But we're just not seeing it, and we're just not getting it as of right now. It's just, it is what it is. But, I'm not 100% sure that they're going to go away from this. I think that they are going to stick with the Authority. I think Triple H and Stephanie will still be 100% on top of the WWE. I don't think they're going to get away from it, even though I think that they should. After my little tangent right there talking about Mike from Virginia on the Stone Cold show. But, it just leaves me wondering, you got John Cena, you got Dolph Ziggler. More than likely, it looks like Ryback's going to be added to this team, and you've got Triple H and Stephanie just basically almost asking anybody, making light of maybe adding Mark Henry to the team. They asked Lana and Rusev if they would like to join the team. Both of those guys, I think, are going to be involved in their own singles matches, unless they're just going to totally just undercut the mid card. And I don't even know what they would do if those two matches got added to the main event. But it just looks like Seth Rollins and Kane going up against Dolph Ziggler, John Cena, and I'm going to go ahead and predict that Randy Orton's going to be there and be a part of that team. I think think that's the big surprise that they're looking for. With it being in St. Louis, you keep him off TV until then. He makes the big debut as the babyface, joining the Team Cena, going up against them. And if he's not in there going up against the guy that he's trying to take out of power, Triple H, it doesn't really mean anything. I know that Triple H doesn't really wrestle that much. But I think that, like I was saying last night with Vince McMahon coming back, I think that the WWE right now, especially trying to get people to tune into that network with it being free, including the Survivor Series, I think that all hands are on deck, and more than likely we are going to see Triple H wrestle and be a part of the Team Authority match, because I don't really see him putting his job on the line and him not being involved in the match. They need a true captain. Seth Rollins is going to be a future main eventer for the WWE, but I don't think it's today. He got the main event at the Hell in the Cell show, but I don't really think that was the real main event. I really liked the fact that it went on last, but I don't think he's a main eventer. I don't think you have him main event WrestleMania. I don't think you have a main event TLC. I'm just not ready to put him in that spot yet. But I am ready to see fresh faces. I'm not trying to hold him down and say he's not a guy that doesn't deserve to be there. But Seth Rollins is the leader and the captain of his team. With him, Kane, even if you give him, the Dust Brothers or something like that, I don't really see it coming down. I think Triple H has to wrestle. I think he has to be the captain of his team, and I think it has to come down to Cena, Orton, and basically Triple H and Seth Rollins, seeing who the big power of the WWE is and who is going to be taking over from here on out.